Do you want to streamline the operations in your agency or business and get back up to 16 hours every week that you don't spend anymore in the operations and instead spend your time on growing the business, working on the business? Then let's dive into our 7-figure delegation and time back SOP. I'm going to guide you through it. Let's check it out. All right, let's dive right in. This is our 7-figure delegation and time back SOP. This is Kilian Markert from Consistent Scaling. And so we're going to use this one to use our EAD framework. That stands for Eliminate, Automate, and Delegate, to streamline your operations and free up more than 16 hours every week so you can work more on growing the business versus working inside it. It's going to be hugely powerful. So stay with me here for a second, because first thing we got to do is we got to do an assessment. Okay, so first thing is you need to make a list of everything you do right now on a daily and weekly and monthly basis. I created here a template for you where you can, just type in the tasks that you do regularly, once daily. Then, we have weekly here as well. And then you can also add this for monthly. Okay. And so the easiest way to go about it is to go through your calendar and analyze how you spend your time. If you block your time in the calendar, you can already get a good idea. But obviously the best is to use a passive time tracker like Timely or Rise.io. I use it myself. If you sign up, you get like a free month as well here. And this automatically tracks where you spend your time. It tracks your computer. And then I would do the same for your phone. For example, Opal is a great app blocker. I used it myself. Here also you get a free month or so. And this blocks the time, also is an app blocker, right? Blocks distracting apps and also measures where you spend your time on your phone. There's other tools you can use, but that way we spend most of our time either on this computer or on the phone, right? And so that's why it's important to see where the time is going. You don't have to think about tracking. Obviously, it's important to track sometimes actively. Okay, now I'm working on this, now I'm on this, but this is much easier, this passive time tracking. So we recommend both. Once you get an understanding, okay, this is what I'm doing daily, this is what I'm doing weekly, and what I'm monthly. So you fill in the activities you regularly do. So write it down, right? For example, how many hours are meetings? What type of meetings? Client meetings, sales calls, right? Fulfillment meetings, right? What are you doing? Then how many hours are spending messaging on social media? How many is email? How much is Slack? How much is just asking questions, right? And so ideally you already have this measurement. Otherwise you go ahead and you give it an estimate looking at your calendar, how many hours you spend or minutes you spend on it every day or every week. And then what I want you to do is to rate the tasks according to importance. I give you already here a little template: low, medium, and high. And so what does importance mean? Usually it's related to how much impact it has on your business growth. Obviously, some of the things have to be done, but they're not that important to your business growth. So for example, let's say you have to send in some invoices, right? That's not really important. It has to be done, I know, but it's more on the low medium end compared to, for example, signing clients and making sure your clients are happy, right? This is like high, okay? So rate it according to very simple, low, medium, and high, just as a first start. And so what we do to make this easier, we give you these templates here, and then obviously I give you a few examples. And so the way you can think about it is, what are the 80% of the activities that give you only 20% of your revenue, the low yielding activities, right? And so inefficient meetings, manual setup of client stuff, checking emails, running errands, customer support, checking stats, cooking meals yourself, cleaning, checking social media, overthinking, procrastinating. These are all examples. I have more down here. And as opposed to that, what are the small percentage, 20% of activities that give you 80% of your revenue? The high yielding activities. It's usually sales calls. It's the follow-ups, also collecting testimonials and generating new leads from that. Everything related you set up once, like sales copy, sales funnels, video sales letters that you do once and then they generate epic returns. But also referrals and introduction can have a huge customer lifetime value for you, and any type of automations and system that free up time. We have more examples down here, and also hiring and training of A players. I have A players, obviously, but also in general, also just assistants and so on that free up part-time for you. And then we have a pretty cool framework. I learned it from a mentor of mine myself in the mastermind I'm in myself, as a super cool framework here. This is like, okay, how much impact they have, how much they impact your business growth in terms of cost or gain per hour, right? So for example, there's activities, not just in business, but if you do them, they rather cost you money. Not only they don't give you any money, but they're lowering your performance, they're lowering your clarity, they're lowering your output. they're lowering your action and therefore they cost you money, right? Procrastination, drugs, porn, alcohol, bad diet, fast food, toxic, negative people, instant gratification, anything that's too much, on that side, dopamine addiction and so on. This stuff costs you money. That's not going to get you in a good space. Then we have stuff, that's like not too bad if it's done in moderation, but it doesn't also bring you much, like just watching Netflix, just watching random YouTube. This can be positive or negative, depending on how you use it. It can be either a great video that helps you, or it can be all of it already and you're just accumulating more theory and you're getting more distracted and it doesn't make you any more productive. Also social media, if it's not specifically you're doing lead gen on it, video games, anything really that really doesn't give you any business growth here. Okay, so it's more like a zero. And then there are these tasks that are like these typical $10 tasks that someone else could be doing for you, right? That's kind of, it's not necessarily that it brings you something on the business. It's more like what it would cost you if you what type of task it is if you were to outsource it. And that's a typical grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, but also unimportant meetings. They bring you a little bit, but not really much. And someone else could be doing them, or they could be eliminated. Emails, errands, appointments, and even cold calls. If you break them down to the hourly rate, if it's not a good effective strategy, it's also not really efficient. Then we're going into the $100 range here. This is like when you start already delegating simple tasks, when you solve client problems, content posting, contacting leads, right? This is not as efficient, but there's already a good return here. Posting content is important. Leads need to be engaged. Obviously, a lot of this stuff is something that you want to outsource step by step, but it still has some value if you do it yourself. Obviously, you want to focus on these two columns, but this is not too bad, delegating simple tasks, solving client problems yourself, content posting, contacting leads. It's not too bad, but step by step, we even want to outsource that. Now, this is where the needle movers are here. Planning your day in advance. Obviously, this is only because you do it in a short period of time. And this is super important for your execution then. Following up with hot leads, anything sales, follow-ups, delegating difficult tasks, similar to creating SOPs, but also sales ad copy and setting up automatic email flows. Anything automatic for marketing that you set up once that brings you return over time is a hugely important task. Same thing, with for example, testimonials of clients, sales copy, BSLs, all of that stuff. And then here come the big task, the $10,000 per hour. Why such a big number? Because if you hire an A player and that person stays with you long term, this is difficult to measure how much money this person makes you as a salesperson or as a customer support or as a person in your operations. Frees up so much time that makes you so much money. This is just very difficult to measure, but these are huge numbers if you find the right people and they work with you long term. These public speeches, this can have tremendous impact. You might give a speech for 20 minutes and this might return in client deals of tens of thousands or more, or hundreds of thousands depending on the speech. Same thing, client big deals. Some big deals, lifetime value can be much, much, much more than that, right? And it might take you only a few hours to sign the deal, everything together. Any time of long-term referral partnerships, right? Thinking big, thinking okay, who has my audience? Who can give me customers? Who can I provide customers to? And these long-term partnerships that build over time, working on these, that's a hugely important task as well. So obviously some of these are not always easy, public speeches and long term, but the hiring and the big client deals, should be a focus, as well as anything automation, delegation, SOP, and the marketing and sales side of things. These are the big tasks. Now, having this in mind, you should ask yourself, okay, EAD, eliminate, automate, delegate. Always start with elimination. Which of these can you eliminate altogether? Focus on these guys here. Think about which of these tasks can you eliminate that cost you money or not really bringing you any money. Okay. Obviously, sometimes watching a bit of Netflix can be fine, but the question is how long, right? Is it just 20 minutes every now and then, or is it hours and wasting a lot of time? Think about this, alcohol, food, That's all distracting from you. Time with people, cutting out people out of your life that don't serve you, that are holding you down. Procrastination, how often is that happening? How often are low energy levels holding you back? Lack of clarity, stress. These things you have to eliminate first. And then this is usually habit, performance, energy related, productivity related, changing your habits here. We have more templates on this. Then third step here is the automation. So what are activities that have to be done, but don't have to be done by a human? They can be automated. And then obviously the typical things you should use is Zapier or Make automations, scripts from developers, automation software. And nowadays, of course, obviously a lot of AI integration, ChatGPT and other integrations that usually can automate a lot of things. So what are examples? Your onboarding should be automated, contract signing, invoicing, bookkeeping. There's a lot of softwares for all of this. If you want any of specific tips, let us know. We can send you more. Weekly, monthly check-ins with clients can all be automated. Meeting notes, follow-ups, emails, right? And even I gave an example of a personal things here. Robot vacuum cleaner. You can set this up, buy it once, it cleans your floor, don't have to do anything about it anymore, even cleans itself, right? So these are like stuff you can automate it. Go through here, what of the stuff you're doing and what of the things you manage here can be eliminated and then automated. And then the final piece is the delegation. Tasks that cannot be automated or which have better quality by being done by a human. Obviously, a lot of AI stuff is already really good, but still there's cases where a human is still better. Still, maybe in a few years, that's going to be different. A human is still better. Usually these are lead generation activities done by a human, for example, qualification and appointment setting. Appointment setter on the phone is still better than AI, still at this speaking 2023-24, but it might change soon. But for now, it still is. Client support communication, that human touch, talking to someone, outsourcing that, hiring someone that helps you with that. But also, video editing, anything related to the lead gen we talked about, outsourcing that. But then we have also the examples. Then we have the personal examples as well, Housekeeper can help you with cooking, washing, cleaning. We have SOPs on this. Personal assistant, email, doctor's appointment, errands, booking flights. So personal level as well as your business. Think about client support, what can be delegated there. Think about operations, and then think about marketing and sales, lead gen, appointment setting, and then of course marketing, design, anything like that. These are all tasks that can be delegated. Now, as a bonus section here, once you understand your hourly rate, that's a cool exercise. Think about how many hours do you work per week, and then how many dollars, how much money do you make per week? So if you made like that much per month last month, divided by around 4, then you know how much you make per week, and then divide your weekly hours divided by that, and then you know the money here divided by the hours, that gives you the hourly rate. That gives you a cool idea. Okay, that's where I'm at right now. How can I increase my hourly rate, right? By making more money, by working less or the same and making more, right? That's your hourly rate. And you do that by working more on these activities here and eliminating, automating, and delegating the rest. Okay. Any questions on the SOP? Send me a message to Kilian Markert at kilianmarkert.com. Go to my email or hit me up on social media. And if you want help with all of this, so you can scale, then go to kilianmarkert.com and let's have a call. All right. If you want the full SOP or any other of our SOPs, then comment SOP below and we'll make sure to hit you up with it. And if you want any help with any of that, let us know. Go to kilianmarkert.com and apply for your call now.